If you want to make more meaningful connections in your life, you've come to the right place. So watch this video till the end if you want to learn how you can actually make more authentic connections in your life. So let's face it, friends are super valuable. One of the main reasons that actually inspired me to make this video was when I heard that the #1 top podcast that people listening to is just dudes chatting complete shit, being silly, being stupid. That's the top podcast that is trending at the moment and that the most people are listening to, which made me think, why are people just listening to a bunch of dudes chatting shit? Perhaps they feel that they don't have this brotherhood with people that they can just be themselves and chat shit and just have fun with. We've always liked doing things with other people and sharing ideas and being with our friends, and it's always something that we valued very highly. And if you don't know how to connect with people well, I'm going to give you guys some actionable tips and actionable, advice or things that I've noticed that help you make more genuine connections in your life. As humans, we appreciate being valued and having value. I'm going to highlight how you can do this in a way that is genuine and there's no cheating, or you're not putting on a facade, or you're not trying to be someone you're not. Because I have done that before in my life, where I've tried to act a different way, or maybe I've seen people and I said to myself, okay, I want to be friends with them, and then I've tried to do certain things or say I like the same things as those people, when in reality that just never works. Because eventually everyone's gonna find out, or the people that you're trying to be friends with are gonna find out who you really are, and it's not even worth it. So don't do that. I want to skip this video, you don't even want to watch till the end, and I could just give you one key takeaway that you get from this video is just be yourself. There really are no shortcuts to meeting people and making friends. Just be yourself and the right people will come. Maybe you've just moved new cities and you want to make new friends. Maybe you're in high school and you're struggling to meet people that are like-minded to you, or maybe you just want to make more deeper and more meaningful connections with people that you actually like, because you hate your friends and they suck and you're just hanging out with them because it's convenient. We don't want that. We want you to actually spend time with people that are cool and awesome and have a good vibe and actually care for you and you care for them. There are a few ways to do this, naturally and authentically. I'm not going to give you guys some blueprint where you're going to act a certain way, or you're going to need to swivel yourself into a friend group, or convince someone to be friends with you. This isn't a sales method. This is just a few actionable tips you can use to enhance yourself. If you already have a big friend group, this video probably isn't for you, but you may learn a thing or two about yourself and about how you can actually just be a more authentic person. Because in this day and age, so many people are fake, man. We don't want that. Get out of here with that. I think there is so much value to just being a real person. At the end of the day, if you're acting inauthentic, people can see right through it, and it just feels slimy. It feels like you're a salesman or something. We don't want that. The first thing you want to do if you want to spend more time with higher quality people is actually becoming a higher quality person yourself. The more you act inauthentically, the more you're going to attract perhaps even more people, because you're trying to attract everyone and trying to fulfill everyone's desires and trying to make everyone like you. You're going to attract a larger cohort of people. However, those people may not even like you. They like this version of you, this facade that you're playing out. You understand what I'm saying? So stop trying to be someone you're not. Start being yourself and just bringing as much of yourself to the table. If you're weird, that's fine. Act weird, be weird. Because there are people that are going to appreciate that or that version of you. Another thing you want to do is just be honest. There's no point in lying, and honesty is going to transfer in all areas of your life. If you've ever lied and it's coming back to bite you in the ass. It's probably going to happen again and again, and it just feels shitty. We've all been in that situation where we've thought, okay, we'll just make up a little lie and it'll get forgotten about, and then somehow, by miracle, it ends up biting you back in the ass. It's happened to the best of us, and we don't want that. So honestly, I've learnt that lesson. Just be honest. It's so much better. You feel like there's this weight off your chest when you're just telling the truth all the time, and it's just a so much better way to go about life. Especially when you're trying to meet new people and you're sharing about yourself and you're hearing about their lives. Don't make up stories and say you're this and that, because first of all, that person might not even care about those things and you're just trying to make shit up. And secondly, it's just not you. So why would you say something that's not you? There's no point. Another thing you want to do, which I find is very important, is being a good listener, especially when you meet new people. Perfect story that I heard on a podcast that highlights why being a good listener is so important was there were two people on a plane, and they asked one of the people to consistently ask the other person lots and lots of questions throughout the whole plane trip, just to keep asking him questions about himself, get him to keep talking, and to try as hard as he can not to have to answer any questions from the other person. And then once the plane trip is over, they ask the person that was getting, harassed with all the questions, they ask them, hey, how would you rate your plane experience? And then that person says, yeah, it was amazing. I was sitting next to this person. We had such a good conversation. They were so interesting. And then the person asking them the questions after the plane trip says, oh, you found that person really interesting. Can you tell me what specifically you found interesting about that person? And then they think to themselves and they go, oh, actually, I can't think of anything specific. And then the interviewer goes, oh, no problem. Can you tell us what their name was? And then they pause to themselves and think, and go, actually, no, I didn't catch their name. What does that tell you? To me, that says everything you need to know about people finding you interesting, is that that person said they found the other person interesting, where in reality, all the person on the plane did was just ask them questions about themselves. And then that person ended up, really liking the other person. Why? Because that person just listened to them and listened to what they had to say. I highlighted this point slightly earlier, but I just want to re-emphasize it, is that you don't want to force friendships or relationships or connections with people. Because at the end of the day, if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. All of your friends, how did those connections come about? They probably would have been because you guys were in a friend group, or there was a mutual friend between you guys. But most of the time, those connections happened organically. You don't want to try force a relationship or really become friends with someone because you really like them, or you don't have any friends and you're trying to be friends with them because it's just out of lack, and it just seems needy. Usually friendships are just so much nicer when they happen organically and just happen naturally, and you just find out that that person that you want to be friends with has similar interests and values and views as you, and it just happens organically. Another underrated way of actually becoming friends with people or meeting people that are like-minded to you in this day and age is just posting content. I've connected with a lot of really amazing people in this day and age just through social media. It's super powerful, and if you just show people some of your interests on your page, you don't necessarily need to have a personal brand. But if people can see that your interests are on your social media page and they resonate with those things, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Now that we've covered some practical things that you can do in terms of meeting people and making more genuine connections in your life, here are some signs that I think you should potentially note when you're actually doing the right thing and when people are actually appreciating you and valuing you as a friend. One of the main things you may notice is that your friends will start inviting you to occasions or events, even though they're already there and they don't necessarily need to invite you. They just appreciate your presence and appreciate, they just want you to be there because they're thinking of you. That's a really nice sign and it's a really nice feeling. You've just arrived to the event and then people are genuinely very excited to see you. They have this sense of joy and curiosity about what you've been up to. Another thing is that people show genuine curiosity in terms of what you have to say and tend to listen. Perhaps you're sharing maybe a slightly controversial opinion or a different belief and people challenge that or can appreciate that their opinion is different to yours. However, they still hear what you have to say. It's a great sign. Someone can be sharing something and then, someone that doesn't respect you will be just like, oh, that's bullshit. They won't even hear you out, or they just don't respect your opinion, and that's completely fine. That's gonna happen. However, if someone actually shows interest and shows respect and shows you that, oh, that is actually an interesting opinion, I can completely understand where you're coming from. With saying all of these things, maybe you are solo and you do want to make more genuine connections and meet cool people which you can hang out with. And when solo traveling, or when I've had periods of time where I've just been doing my own thing and I'm spending less time with my friends, there are a lot of benefits of doing your own thing. You do learn a lot about yourself. Sometimes we have things going on in our lives and we tend to use hanging out with friends just to fill a void or fill a gap in our lives. So sometimes it's just good to sit with those feelings. It's good to sit with what you're going through and deal with it yourself, because you're not always going to have those people around you who can be there for you and support you. I truly believe that if you follow even a fraction of these tips, or you actually understand the point that I'm trying to make, that you will be able to make more genuine connections in your life, or even just when you meet people in your day-to-day, you are honest within your approach and you're not faking anything, that people will appreciate you more for just being authentic and genuine. People appreciate that, man. You'd be surprised. If you like this kind of video, let me know in the comments. I'd love to kind of, chop it up with you guys and share opinions in terms of what you think. If you like these kinds of videos, I would love to know. Thanks so much for listening. I'll see you guys soon.